Well, hello everybody. Today, it's Monday when I record this. I wanted to say hello. We're going to do 12 questions to ask yourself before going into the paralegal career, okay? James 1:5 in the Bible says, "If any of you lacks wisdom, he should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to him." So, be sure that you're asking the Lord, what is my path? What should I be doing? Is this good? Am I correct in going down this path? And he will show you. Now, that being said, sometimes we have to dive in to know whether we belong there or not. So don't sit back and wait for the answer to plop right into your lap. You have to make an effort, start going down the path, and you'll find out whether, one, you have a passion for this, you really like it or not. Sometimes you have to go into of law to work in that you could choose, and your first job may not be that perfect area, but you can always change. And so don't think that everything has to be perfectly lined up for you to go forward. It does not. So number one, question one, I would write these down and then answer them for yourself. Is it the right time? Is now the time to make this decision to go into this career? Only you can answer these. I knew the timing was right for me personally, and I dove in, and then I was going through the discovery process. Discovery process could have been done beforehand, but there were no books available, no courses, except to go to a 2-year, go through that, and it wasn't even taught by a an attorney who never practiced law in her life. So I didn't trust that at all. And I got in just with a high school education. And you say, well, Leslie, that was 30 years ago. They don't do that now. Oh, yeah, they do. Yes, they do. They allow that now. So that's one of the reasons why I do my videos. And I have a Facebook page called Paralegal Break-In. And actually, it's the name change. It was Paralegal Coffee Talk, so you may have to find it under that, but it's going to be called Paralegal Break-In. Just waiting for Facebook to change it. You can go to my website, paralegalcoffeetalk.com, and start to research. Listen to the podcasts. Read. Get my book, Legal Break-In, on Amazon so that you can get an insider's view before you make the decision to jump. I wish I had had a book that could have helped me way back, but I dove in, and yes, you can do that too. Check out, when you're on my website, paralegalcoffeetalk.com, be sure to look off to the right where you can get a free chapter of my book, but also on the right upper side is Paralegal Inner Circle class, was launches in about 3 weeks. That is built to help the new person and learn and get legal knowledge and much more than that. And go to my website, you'll learn more about it there, okay? So, number one, is now the time to make this decision. No time like the present, right? Number two, what's the purpose anyway? Why are you looking at this career? Why? Answer that question for yourself. Very important. Number three, what information do I need for myself in order to make a decision that is very informed, that I have information in order to make the right decision for myself? Yes, I developed the book for that reason, but I also developed the course for that reason, okay? What are your alternatives? Well, you can always go in as a legal receptionist or a legal secretary, but you should come. You might think, well, that's entry level. Not, you might think that secretary is below a paralegal. Not necessarily so. So I always say, take my course in order to get additional legal knowledge that you can add to your resume and cover letter, okay, to make a good impression. All right, so what are your alternatives? What options have I not considered? I find it interesting that people do think that they automatically, excuse me guys, have to go to school. It is not necessary, period. It is not necessary to go into a lot of debt in order to get into this career. Number 5, what will each alternative cost me? Well, I had someone tell me that they were looking at spending, and they're not going to do it now, but they were looking at $26,000 loan to go through a 2-year course. That's not necessary. Weigh all of your options. Don't go into debt if you don't have to. Number 6, what other factors influence my decision? So, are you going into this because you feel pressure to do so? Are you going into this or looking at it because you sincerely believe that you like it, or you don't know, and so you figure you'll find that out by spending a lot of money that you don't need to? You see, none of that is necessary. So you need to do your research. Google is your BFF, as well as watching all the videos here that I've made for you, about 300 videos. Take notes while you're watching the video. That's what a good paralegal does in the office. There's not a time when I didn't have my legal pad right with me. My attorney was always stopping by, calling me on the speaker, or stopping by to say, do this, do this, do this, going over my to-do list with him or her, and everything was down in black and white, so I knew what I was working on for the day, every single day, and so did the attorney, and it was all organized. Take notes when you watch my videos and categorize them into types, into subjects, that you're watching one, about this subject, and keep it separate. Don't put, watch 10 videos and keep all those notes together. That's chaotic. And you wouldn't do that in legal anyway, in the legal field. So you want to keep your notes separate and in categories. And then you can always refer back to it. What was that video about? Interviewing or criminal law. What was that? There are several videos here that talk about different areas of law. I have one about criminal law, about personal injury, about elder law, what about estate planning? And there's, 2 or 3 more. So you can search within my channel here by clicking the magnifying glass and putting a keyword in there, like criminal or law. And then one of the most important videos to watch is called Why I Removed Mention. And search for that and then watch that video, okay? Okay, let's go back to this. Number 7, the thing about what's influencing me, make sure that you're not also being put down because you're excited about this career and other people are being very negative about it. Be careful about who you share your dreams with, okay? Number 7, what do I feel is right for me? Well, you'll find that out by doing your investigation. And a good paralegal is a major detective, and we have to find answers to questions all the time. We have to problem solve all the time. Do you like to do that? Are you researching this area on Google? It's not always easy to research it on YouTube, but I would say, that's why I did my videos for you here. So you would get a lot of information in order to make the best decision for you. But what is it that is pushing you towards this career? Do you feel a peace about it, or do you feel in your head that it's chaotic and you're not sure about it? Can't be 100% sure till you're in it. All right, excuse me, guys. Number 8, who's the right person to help me with this? Now, Proverbs 11:14 says, in the multitude of counselors there is safety. You should always seek out answers from people who've been down that road. That's why I put up all these videos. If you don't ask questions, then you're going to be in a world of hurt as a paralegal. Because if you're intimidated by moi, or you're intimidated just because it's like I don't want to ask questions. I'll appear as if I'm stupid, or I'll appear, I'll be just uneasy. You have to be able to do that in the law firm, whether you're an introvert or extrovert or a combo like me. So questions always have to be asked. If you have burning questions in your mind right now, like the one thing I would say is don't ask me to tell you how much you're going to make. How much does an entry paralegal make? I'm not going to tell you that. That depends on the size of the law firm, where the law firm's located. Is it in New York City, or is it in Claremore, Oklahoma, where I used to live? Big difference. A town of 15,000 people or a town of multi-million people in New York City. So, excuse me. So they'll ask a question that I can't possibly answer that. There's no set rule for what an attorney pays. You see, that goes for a lot of jobs. There's, people usually pay at least minimum wage, but some will pay higher, and others will pay minimum and that type of thing. You don't make a lot when you enter the field because you're not bringing enough to the table to warrant $50,000 a year. That's not going to happen in the beginning. What place only that's like dreams of Disneyland, right? So we have to be based in reality. So who's the person to help you? You've got so much at your disposal right here on this channel. And you can go to my Facebook page as a newbie, and you can hang out with us there. And I do more live videos there than I do here. So that was number 8. Mentors are always great, okay? But not if they're telling you that the only way to get in is by going to school and spending thousands and thousands of dollars. That's ridiculous. Number 9, will this decision move me closer to my vision or pull me further from it? Well, that's your decision, how fast you go. That's in your court, how fast you move. And God will show you, if you trust God and talk to him and rely on him and ask him to show you whether this is the right place, what you should do. I always found personally that I had to start moving forward in order to find that out. Okay? Number 10, is this decision aligned with my values? Well, in my course, I teach you how to interview the interviewer in order to find out what kind of law firm is this? Is this a law firm that practices law in the correct way, or are they shady? And, I teach you questions that you need to ask when you're in an interview, not just be interviewed yourself. You need to get those answers for yourself as best you can. We can't know 100% what type of law firm it is, but if it is not a good law firm and you find that out, one of the most important things I'm posting in my course is many, many, many mistakes that are made and within the law firm. And so it's important to understand that. That will be a series. I have 7 mistakes in video format in that course. And it's important for you to know to avoid those as if, you were going to get the plague. You've got to avoid those mistakes and being associated with people who don't care if they make those mistakes. So yes, if you're a person of high integrity and you have strong values, then that's very important to you, that you know what type of situation you're getting yourself into. And just like any other job, there are good people and bad people out there. Yeah. Okay, so what's the ideal scenario? That an attorney in a law firm operates high morals, and they are honest with their clients, and they do the best job for their clients, and they treat you very nicely. And no screaming, no craziness in the law firm, no verbal abuse, that type of stuff. There are certain parameters that you should require for yourself for good emotional and mental health. Number 12, is this decision pleasing to God? Sometimes most of the time I didn't know until I moved forward. And then I found out it was a good move or it was a bad move. Sometimes I knew ahead of time. I just knew in my spirit when I interviewed with a law firm. I knew, I could just sense that this was not a great place, or I felt peace about it. So you have to go with what you are experiencing in your spirit about that when you're on the interview. And that I can't you cannot be so desperate that you take anything. You have to have you have to protect yourself, and again, that you're in a rock solid law firm and that you will do nothing but thrive there. Okay? And that is it for today. I guess the question that you need to ask yourself, and there are plenty of them to go through, the 12 that I gave you. In what area of your life are you least confident, period, about decisions that you make? So let me get this out, guys. I don't want that to beep on you here. So go through all of these, the 12 questions I gave you, and ask them of yourself and write down your answers so that you can figure this out for yourself. Am I interested enough to even do this? If not, then ask yourself, why are you looking at this? If it's just about the money, are you willing to wait 3 to 4 years before you start making decent money? If that's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know it would take that long. There's another video, I can't remember the exact title, but it's here on this channel. And it's about how I increased my paralegal salary. You need to watch that video as well, okay? And the steps that I took. That's the reality. Most law firms are not going to, when you're there for a year, give you a $5,000 raise. And that may be mortifying to you. But you have to look at this as building a career for yourself, and you call the shots. You call the shots. If you have something, though, to trade off on, you have to have the skill sets when you're going into your second and third job to trade off on that and make more money, okay? So look at the videos I've suggested in this video and then go from there. And if you have any questions, even while I'm live here, go ahead and ask them. I'll wait for, about 15 seconds. But if you feel like there's something that you need an answer to today, ask it right now. Or then you can always ask it after I close down the video, okay? I hope you all had a great weekend, and that, I don't know about you, but I'm going to be watching The Voice tonight. Have a great day, and I will talk to you in the next live video, okay? Any questions, post them in the comments below, and I will talk to you probably in tomorrow's video, okay? All right, bye-bye.